Today, we're going to talk about an important topic for any business operating online, global privacy control, or GPC. We will explain GPC, explore its increasing significance in the current privacy environment, and outline how to detect the signal on your site. This presentation contains technical information intended for individuals with appropriate expertise in web development, privacy compliance, or related fields. Please ensure this content is shared with qualified personnel responsible for managing data. GPC is a user-enabled signal, typically originating from a browser. It provides consumers a simplified mechanism to communicate their do not sell preference under applicable privacy regulations. The development of GPC involved collaboration between academic researchers, browser developers, and consent management platform providers. The legal recognition of consumer privacy rights is demonstrably increasing. As of January 2025, 8 states, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Missouri, Oregon, Texas, and New Jersey, have incorporated global opt-out requirements into their data privacy laws. These laws require companies to allow consumers to opt out across websites using a global opt-out process like sending the GPC signal. In fact, under the Colorado Privacy Act, honoring GPC signals is explicitly required as a valid global opt-out mechanism. It is important to note that these privacy laws are not merely statutory frameworks. They are subject to active enforcement. A notable example of this is the 2022 settlement between California Attorney General and Sephora, which involved a $1.2 million settlement for alleged violations of the CCPA. Failure to comply with established privacy standards, including the proper handling of GPC signals, presents a substantial legal risk for businesses. The GPC signal originates directly from the user's web browser, often as a user-configured setting within the browser. Popular browsers like Firefox, Brave, and DuckDuckGo support this functionality. This do not sell preference is communicated to websites through two primary mechanisms, as an HTTP header included in requests sent to the server and as a directly accessible property within the page's document object model, the DOM. It is important to note that many consent management platforms, CMPs, are designed to recognize and transmit GPC signals, frequently utilizing the Global Privacy Platform, GPP. Businesses should verify the specific configuration of their CMP to ensure proper handling of GPC signals. For a more detailed explanation of the implementation process, you can scan the QR code in the top right corner of this slide to access written implementation instructions from Global Privacy Control. Upon the receipt of a GPC signal, businesses are legally obligated to respect the user's express do not sell preference. Respecting the preference requires implementing measures both on the website and in interactions with advertising technology vendors. For businesses utilizing a CMP, ensuring that the CMP is configured to support the GPC is crucial. While this integration can automate significant portions of the consent management process, verifying the CMP setting is imperative. This verification should confirm the accurate detection of user preferences and the conditional blocking or deferral of third-party scripts and data transmission to vendors that do not effectuate the GPC signal. Websites have two paths for honoring the GPC signal, either managing vendor data sharing directly or using a consent management platform to handle it automatically. When sending data directly to Google Ads, honoring GPC requires enabling the restricted data processing mode, which prevents data from being used for personalized advertising. Similarly, for Meta Ads, you must enable limited data use, which restricts how Meta can process and share your users' data. For other ad tech vendors, check their documentation to see what mechanisms they provide to stop data sharing when GPC is on. Each vendor typically offers specific settings or APIs to restrict data processing. Most websites simplify this process by using a consent management platform to manage all vendor data controls automatically. However, verification is crucial. Your CMP must block data transmission to vendors when GPC is on. If your current CMP doesn't provide this protection, switch to one that does. The following slides explain how to detect GPC signals in your code, knowledge you'll need for any direct response to GPC, whether modifying your data collection, adjusting server behavior, or managing vendor integrations. Server-side detection of the GPC signal can be achieved by examining the HTTP headers of incoming requests. When a user has enabled GPC, their browser automatically includes a sec GPC header with the value of 1 on all requests made to the server. This header can be accessed within the server-side code. For example, in a Node.js environment using the Express framework, this can be implemented as follows. The specific method for accessing HTTP headers will vary depending on the backend programming language and framework utilized. For example, Python with Django or Flask, Ruby on Rails, PHP, etc. Consult the documentation for your specific framework for the appropriate implementation details. An alternative method for detecting the GPC signal is directly within the client-side JavaScript code of a web page. The navigator.globalPrivacyControl property reflects the user's GPC setting. This property will be evaluated to be true if the GPC signal is active. Implementation in JavaScript would resemble the following. Detecting the signal using client-side JavaScript offers performance advantages as it executes within the user's browser, eliminating the latency associated with a server-side request. Optionally, businesses can utilize the well-known identifier to signal their website's awareness and support for GPC. Using the well-known identifier allows a streamlined mechanism for signaling the abidance of GPC signals. Using the identifier involves creating a directory named well-known in the root directory of the website and placing a file named gpc.json within it. The gpc.json file should contain the following structure, with the last updated property indicating the date of the last verification of GPC implementation. Now let's recap some key takeaways. GPC is an important tool for allowing users to opt out of third-party tracking, giving them greater control over their privacy online. To stay compliant with privacy laws, it's essential that businesses properly implement GPC on their websites. This process requires collaboration across different areas and can be carried out through server-side or client-side code. As we wrap up, here are some additional resources to help you throughout your GPC implementation process. Visit the GPC website for detailed guidelines, consult with legal advisors to ensure you meet all compliance requirements, explore compliance guides from industry organizations and CMS providers for more in-depth support. Thank you for your attention and good luck implementing GPC on your websites.